Well, good afternoon folks, and welcome to the second video review, scenery review this week. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot's back with you again. Welcome to yet another scenery review. We are back in Asia. We're in Thailand, and this is Bangkok. This is Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport, Victor Tango Bravo Sierra. This is a Payware scenery by Siamflight. Currently version 1.0.1 for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. Download is 386 meg and it installs to 788 meg. Scenery is available from both Sim Market and InnyBuilt. There are similar prices when you look at the VAT and tax. But currently, Sim Market's pricing it at €23.99, which equates to $24.03 US or £20.79 UK. US and UK prices at Sim Market are estimates, and they include VAT and tax, which may well of course vary depending on the country you're in when you make your purchase. Prices at InnyBuilt do not include VAT and tax. They will be added after if you purchase from there, but actually when you look at them there's not an awful lot in it. This product is on the expensive side, getting on for €24 now, so we need to have a look and see just how good it is. Currently there are 3 sceneries available for Bangkok for Flight Simulator 2020. There's a very good freeware. There's also a Payware version by Double T, which I have reviewed on my channel, and you can certainly look at that. And then there's this latest version from Siamflight. And this is what we're concentrating on today. Gonna have a real close look at it. Firstly, I need to say thank you to the team at Siamflight for sending me this copy for review. I didn't buy it, they sent it to me. But as ever, my opinions and comments and thoughts are my own, and they're in no way influenced by the developer. But it's an amazing airport in a great location. It'll be interesting to see now what they've done with this and to see if it's an improvement over the Double T version. So as ever, let's begin with a bit of history. So, Suvarnabhumi International Airport, Victor Tango Bravo Sierra, is a public use airport. It's owned and operated by Airports of Thailand PCL or AOT. The name literally means Golden Land, and it is also known unofficially as Bangkok Airport. Suvarnabhumi is one of 2 major airports in Bangkok, the other one being Don Muang International, which remains open as a low-cost carrier's hub. Suvarnabhumi Airport covers an area of close to 8,000 acres, or 3,240 hectares, making it one of the biggest international airports in Southeast Asia and a regional hub for aviation. The airport's also a major cargo air freight hub. It's the 20th busiest as of 2019, which has a designated airport free zone as well as road links to the Eastern Economic Corridor by motorway. Suvarnabhumi was officially opened for limited domestic flight service on the 15th of September 2006 and later opened for most domestic and all international commercial flights on the 28th of September that year. The airport is currently the main hub for Thai Airways International, Thai Smile and Bangkok Airways, as well as the operating base for Thai Vietjet Air, Thai Air Asia and Thai Air Asia X. It also serves as a regional gateway and connecting point for various foreign carriers connecting to Asia, Oceania, Europe and Africa. The airport is built on what used to be a swamp and had formerly been known as a Nong Guao. Probably haven't said that right, but it basically means cobra swamp. And it's located some 16 miles or 25 kilometers from downtown Bangkok. The airport inherited the IATA airport code Bravo Kilo Kilo from Don Muang after the latter ceased international commercial flights. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the airport was temporarily converted to a hospital and vaccination centre. The airport had something of a troubled history, however. When it was decided a new airport was needed, the 8,000 acres of land was purchased in 1973 and the swamp was drained. However, in October that year, student protests led to the overthrow of the military government of Prime Minister Thanom Kittikachorn, and the project was shelved. After a series of ups and downs, a new Bangkok International Airport Company, or NBIA, was formed in 1996. Due to political and economic instabilities, notably the Asian financial crisis of 1997, the construction did not begin until 6 years later, in January 2002. The airport was due to open in late 2004, but a series of budget overruns, construction flaws, and allegations of corruption continued to plague the project. A further delay was caused by the discovery that the airport had been built on an old graveyard. Superstitious construction workers claimed to have seen ghosts there. On 23rd of September 2005, the Thai Airports Authority held a ceremony where 99 Buddhist monks chanted to appease the spirits. Suvarnabhumi International officially opened at 0300 in the morning on the 28th of September 2006, taking over all flights from Don Muang. First flight to arrive was a Lufthansa cargo flight from Mumbai 5 minutes after the airport opened. First commercial arrival was a Japan Airlines flight some 25 minutes later. However, problems continue to plague the airport to this day, with subsidence, ruts in the runways, sluggish baggage delivery and computer issues, all causing problems for the airport's operations. Of the 60 or so problems identified by the airport operator, 20 of them were fixed by 2007. Interesting fact for you. In January 2021, a motorist drove his car through security gates and onto the tarmac at the airport while it was in use. It was later revealed that the driver had been under the influence of methamphetamine, which were also discovered in the trunk of his vehicle. The driver claimed that he'd taken a wrong turn. So there you go, something of the history of the airport. It's been dogged by many problems, as indeed some airports in Asia had been. The new Hong Kong airport at Bangkok had the same problems when it opened after the closure of the old Kai Tak. Computer problems, baggage problems, and so on. All sorts of issues have been plagued major airports such as this one. However, the airport operates well today, and most of the issues are fixed now. But yeah, it's a major hub, major international airport in a prime location. And anyway, time to get down and have a look at this airport in some detail. We'll start with the runways. I'll turn the light down and we'll go and have a close look at the runways. So, runways. Suvarnabhumi International Airport has two main runways. Runway 01 right, 19 left is the longest, measures 13,123 feet or 4,000 meters, and is made from an asphalt concrete mix. The shorter runway 01 left, 19 right, and we're looking at that now, looking down the throat of that now, measures 12,139 feet or 3,700 meters, and is also made from a concrete asphalt mix. Currently, a third runway with the same dimensions as the longest runway is under construction, and the airport itself lies at an elevation of 5 feet or 1.8 meters. Now, all four ends of the two runways feature airfield lighting system with sequence flashing lights, or ALSF2, and precision approach path indicators on the runway left side. And all four ends are also equipped with an instrument landing system certified to Cat 2 operations, and they have both Z and Y approach options. Now we're looking at runway 19 right here, and as you can see there are no sequence flashing lights. They are available in the simulation, but they haven't been added here, so this isn't quite up to the chart requirements. However, as a runway it's perfectly acceptable in the sim. You can see the approach options. The runway's reasonably well lit. They've even got touchdown zone markings, and you've got the PAPIs there, and this is ILS category 2 equipped, so you've got all you need in terms of a pilot. But it's just all four runway ends are actually just missing the sequence flashing lights, which they should have. So this is runway 19 right, 01 left. This runway also has RNP and approach options available. So here we are looking at runway 19 left. So this runway also has RNP and VOR approach options available to it. Let's just pop up and have a look at the runway 01 right end. So there we are looking down the end of this is runway 01 right, and as you can see it's the same as the other runways. It's missing the sequenced approach lighting system, but everything else is in place. Quick look at 01 left. And there we are looking at runway 01 left, and you can see exactly the same as the other three ends of these two runways. So the only thing, as I say, that's missing is the sequence flashing light system. Everything else is as per the charts, and that's fine. So let's go now and onto the main ramp itself, bring it back to daytime and have a look at the jetways. Jetways are animated, so let's have a look and see how they work. Okay, so let's do a jetway test. This scenery does have animated jetways. Now what I've done this time is I've actually attached the tug to the front of the aircraft to prevent the jetway going through the tug if it works. However, the only problem we can see, of course, if you look at the brown wheels of the jetway, it's actually stuck amongst the containers. So I think maybe the scenery developer needs to move those containers into the safe, away from the safe area. This area marked by the red lines is what's called the safe area, and it's where the wheels of the jetways go in, so nothing should be parked here. So these containers should be here in this area, or on the safe area on the other side of the stand. But anyway, just for the sake of argument, let's test the jetway. So there it goes, it does indeed move, it's animated, and it's got the red flashing light, which is good, but as you can see it's going through the containers. Those containers need to be moved. Now that looks to be a pretty flush fit. Let's go a little closer. That's pretty impressive. That's probably the best I've seen so far, the best sort of jetway connection I've seen so far. It's accurate, and it doesn't seem to have gone through the aircraft, which is good. But as I've said, these containers here need to be moved. They're in the wrong place. This is the jetway safe area, so they need to be moved. Let's just have a look from the other side. And there you can see the hood that goes over the doorway, and the jetway itself fits pretty well. It's really pretty good. Very pleased with that. So let's just look at the disconnection. There she goes, and you've got a red light somewhere. I can't see the light, even though it is actually flashing. But as you can see, those containers need to be moved. But the jetway looks good. That all works fine. Really impressed with that. Very, very good. So that about does it for jetways. So let's have a look at the main terminal area here and have a look at the quality of modelling. As you can see, it's pretty good. Now there's a situation where the containers are in the safe area and not parked near the stands. And as you can see, the terminal modelling is pretty accurate. It looks really good. It's at least as good as the other version, but it looks really, really good. I mean, going to be interested to see what it looks like in the low light and inside. Quite a bit of detailed ground clutter, which looks pretty good. There's our aircraft parked on a stand with the tug connected. Need to move those containers, but all looks pretty good. The modelling looks really impressive. Ground markings are clear and sharp. There is a little bit of grease and debris on the stands, as you can see there, which makes it look a bit more realistic. Jetways look lovely, and the lead into the jetways look really good, including the stairs there. We'll have a close look through the road in a moment. But the road markings, the whole thing looks really impressive. Very, very clean and crisp and clear. Proper tie buses there as well. Airside, everything airside looks really good. And there's a shot just showing you some of the detail here of how the terminal and everything is developed. It really looks great. The lattice work is good. The windows are as they should be, and you can see inside. I believe there is some internal development. We'll go and have a look in a bit. Here you've got various cars and bits and pieces here that all look good. The modelling here is really nice. Everything right down to the doors. These connectors look very good. The stand clutter looks good as well. We've already seen some of that. Some of it impedes the jetways. Of course, that needs to be fixed. So let's have a little run down the road here and see what we can see. Now, as you can see, we're suffering a little bit with some juddering, with some frame rate, but in my opinion it doesn't really matter too much, and now it's smoothed itself out. I haven't updated my graphics drivers yet, so that could be the issue. Let's come up a little bit. So here you get a good look at the terminal close up, and the glass reflection is wonderful. So there, as we continue to track along this road, you can see some internal development there. Well, it really does look very pleasant. It's really well done. There's the connecting bridge for the jetway. So going down the airside road, just give you a good idea, you've even got animated vehicles here that are in the right tie colours. This whole thing looks really good. So let's just pan out across the stands at low level, and there you get to see some of the other stands in the distance. The realism factor is very, very good, I have to say. It's really quite impressive. And stand clutter is great. So far I haven't seen any containers impeding the jetways on other stands. It's just the one stand that I selected, so it would appear. Let's go out into the taxiway. You can see the taxiways look good. The signage on the ground looks really good. You've got scuff marks on a taxiway as well, which is just as it should be. Well, it all looks really quite impressive. Very, very nicely modelled. Everything right down there. You can see the you've got the visual docking system. Which all works there. And a quick look across there, and you can see, I mean, the level of detail is just really wonderful. Everything right down to the cones. I mean, these models are wonderful. So we're coming out across the taxiways here now. Signage looks good. Some of the signs are forward facing and not rearward facing. There is evidence of terraforming here slightly too. It fits. Whole thing fits really quite nicely. And you've even got the stop signs down at the roadways there, where the traffic crosses the taxiways. Very, very nice. Now here's the other part of the terminal that's actually not marked on the Navigraph charts here, on the ground charts. But again, lovely modelling, really, really nice. Not sure if there's any inside development in here. We'll get to that in a moment. I just really want to show you the areas where you as a pilot will see and be part of when you arrive at this airport and park up. Very, very nice indeed. Beautifully modelled. It's really good. I was just you know, I can't say enough. It's very nice. In many ways this is crisper and clearer than the double T version, but I'm not really here to make comparisons as such. We're here to give this scenery a really good look. So one of the towers here with the radar going on the top, I'm pretty sure there's nothing inside it. One of the fire stations on the airport, again typical Pyre models, nicely done. Foliage looks good as well. It all fits in nice quite well, and that's very, very nice. There's the main airport fire station. We're coming across here and we'll have a look at the other side of this terminal. And again, you can see it's been really nicely done, no problem with that at all. Close-up look at one of the stands. Again, pretty much the same development as the other ones. Everything you need. It looks really good. Let's pop inside here and see if there's anything inside. Okay, so we're inside on one of the floors. As you can see, it's built inside, but there's no development yet. And as from what I understand it from the release notes, the developer is continuing to work on things for this airport, so it's not completely finished. It's certainly in a state that it can be sold, and I completely agree with that. But the fact that he's working on more is a real good thing. So here's the inside looking out from ground level. Again, you can see we have structure, but no internal development. But from the outside, there you can see, it looks really, really good. So here's the daytime view. From inside my aircraft, everything's shut down, we're parked. This is what you'll see during the daytime when you look outside of the window. And it's just what you need to see. No complaints at all. It looks really good. View from the captain's side. And as I've said before, these need to be moved. And the view looking through the first officer's window. It's really, really impressive. So as you can see, the outside of the main building looks really brilliant. It's very, very nice indeed. Let's go inside and see what's been done, if anything, so far. So here's a quick look at the airside part, and as you can see, the seating's been done, and the different levels that you go down have also been partially done as well. And there, looking in the other direction, you can see it's been completely done. Let's see if we can move down a little bit here. Well, it's done a nice job. It all looks as it should be. No gate numbers marked, but at the moment the level of detail is okay. I'm hoping that maybe more will be done to the inside. This is just the airside lounge. Let's come down a bit. As you can see, it's pretty much completely clear, but potentially it's ripe for development, as they say. And they're going along to the rest of the gates. I mean, that all looks pretty impressive. One of the control towers there, and you can see you've got the flashing red lights on the top, which is a mandatory requirement. Now there's the landside part of the main building. Let's go and have a look inside and see what's been done landside, if anything. The landscaping looks quite good here. Looks really impressive from the outside. And here we go, check-in desks and signage, other bits and pieces. And again, this appears to be unfinished, and hoping that perhaps it will be augmented and a little bit more will be done. Here you've got departure boards that have nothing on them at the moment. But a nice view out through the glass. That all looks pretty realistic. Really, really good. And there, looking down the rest of the terminal, I mean, that looks really impressive. Okay, there are little bits and pieces that you can add to really enhance this more, but he's done a good job so far. It's lacking people. I mean, I don't need to be animated. I've just looked at the scenery that has people in it that aren't animated, but the effect is excellent. So a couple of people sparsed around here would be good. Okay, signage is a bit blurry, but that's no problem. I'm not going to complain too much about that. It looks reasonably good when you're further away. And here you've got the doors, the revolving doors that bring you in from out Landside Road into the terminal. They look really impressive. So here we are outside those doors, and you can see the road has been very nicely modelled. Plenty of cars, taxis and things. Signage here looks really quite good. I mean, this has been nicely done. I like it. I like this a lot. Couple of animated vehicles. There's the big car park landside that we're going to have a look at in a minute. And just looking in the other direction, let's have a quick whiz down this road. See what we come across. I mean, those bollards look great. I mean, the whole thing has been done. It's just, it's nice. It's really good. Okay, here's the road system, which again has been properly modelled. Want to see if there's anything on these signs or whether they're just empty and ready. So turn around here. Right, so the signboards are ready to receive text, but there's nothing on them yet. So there's an overview looking towards the main terminal central point, and that looks really nicely modelled actually. Yes, there's photo scenery down there, but it doesn't look very bad at all. It's improved. The whole thing's really quite nice. And there's a nice shot looking at the landside area, departures level, looking into the terminal through the glass. It looks really nice. And here's the multi-story car park, and you can see there are no actual cars in it. These are images plastered onto this building to make it look like there are. But it works. It looks really good. No problem at all with that. It looks really good. There you can see solar panels on the roof. Huge amount of solar panels they make use of at this airport. And another control tower, and there you can see we've got a couple of cars going down the motorway there. So just going to track across here towards the central part, looking at the buildings and the foliage. It's really not too bad at all. More car parking here. Now if I remember correctly, there's a train station here, but of course the trains and the station and the tracks are missing. It's not been done. It'd be nice to see it done, to be honest. So I go across to the Thai hangar over here, which is another feature of this airport. That's nice, and there's actually aircraft inside, which is really pleasing to me. And another one in the other part of the hangar too. Some nice buildings. Development works pretty good, and of course the roadways there, they continue right out through the scenery, which is really good. So have a quick look at the cargo side. Some vehicles going along the roads there, which is quite good. Again, we've got some photo scenery here, but it doesn't look too bad at all actually. And still some finishing work to be done here. Fence line looks good, but the roads abruptly end there. Here's the main cargo apron. As you can see, the modelling is quite nice here. Haven't left it to chance, it's been nicely done. So for the cargo pilots among us, you're going to have quite a nice place to park here. All looks really good. It's really very impressive. Everything down to the ground markings. I mean, it all looks great. Control tower there, another control tower with no internal development, I should add. But it all looks pretty good. Modelling is top notch. Especially the roof, and that looks great. and back to the central area, and you can see everything. It looks really, really impressive. Ground markings look great. It's very nice. Okay, so we've had a reasonably good look around the airport during the daytime. Let's bring the night time down to dusk, and let's have a look at what he's done with the lighting. Okay, just after 6:15 PM local time here, and as you can see, the lighting is just sort of coming on. It's all really pretty subtle. It looks really quite nice there. There's the flashing lights on top of the control tower there, or one of the control towers. You've got the other main control tower over here, and there's the other building that's all nicely lit up as well. And you can see we've got green centerline lights, blue airfield edge lights, and the taxiway signs are nicely lit. They're well bright. So let's go up close and have a look at the terminal, see what it looks like. First of all, there's the view from our cockpit. As you can see, looks all quite pleasant from the cockpit there. So here's a nice shot showing some of the lighting effects, which look quite nice. And again, you can see you've got lighting effects inside the terminal that give that wonderful glow there. It's a beautiful view with some wonderfully good subtle lighting inside at the terminal and out and down by the roads and the stands. It looks very impressive and very realistic. And looking in the other direction, we have the same thing. The lighting is just beautiful. Let's pop inside the terminal quickly. Beautiful, very, very nice. Little bit bright when you look at the floor, but then I would think that that gives the amount of light that comes out through the glass. And looking down the hall in the other direction, it's really very impressive. Very, very nice job has been done. And there we are looking across to the main building. You can see the lighting is wonderful. I think this is slightly better than the other versions that I've seen. He's done a really good job. Like I said, I'm hoping that he's going to make some additions and finish this project, so to speak. But we'll talk about that later. So we're just going to move across here, just have a look at the lighting and the ground markings in general, and the colouring on the main building. I mean, it looks really good. From here it looks really good. So here as we enter the main terminal, well, that's interesting. I never noticed that before. Statues. Let's go and have a look at one. That's impressive. They look really good. Very nice. Beautifully modelled and looking really good up close. And there, as you look across the rest of the terminal, I mean, the landside concourse looks great. Let's go out landside. So you've got these wonderful doors there, and out to the main road. That looks really impressive. I like that a lot. It's a beautiful view, and again, brings the airport to life. Ambience is everything. Lighting's fantastic. And there you go. It's just, you've got the entrances all nicely lit, things that come to life when the darkness hours come along. And there we are looking down the road, and now you can see the other side of the road as well as the sun sets. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And there's a view looking at the signage there on the main building, and you can see through the glass. You see the check-in areas there, and the landside point looks really, really good. And looking in the other direction down there towards the road system, there's the main control tower. Let's have a quick run across here and see what it looks like with the light turned down. Again, lighting is really pleasant, Can't see any Asobo. Well, there's a couple of Asobogos down there, but plenty of good lighting here. Buildings are nicely done. I mean, look at these street lamps. Wonderful. Still looks a little dark though. But let's go across to this cargo side. And again, lots of subtle lighting there. And here we get a chance to have a look at some of the runway signage too. As you can see, red and green taxiway hold signs. The taxiway signage itself is really good. Entrance to runway 19 right, this is the threshold. Here you see you've got red bars and red stoplights. I'm wondering if they change when you go across them or when you get close. Probably won't, because I got the drone camera. So there's a look down the runway and the taxiway. Well, it does look good. It's great. It's just a nice rendition of the airport actually. And there we are looking across. We've got the cargo area just slightly to our left and looking towards the main terminal central area. And further down the cargo area again, we've got the blue airfield edge lights. Markings still look good. And if we drop down a little bit and go closer to the cargo building, there you can see they've got that illusion there painted onto the lower part of the building that gives you the illusion of things going on inside here. I like that a lot because it looks crisp and it's clear and it's really good. Cargo signage is good generally, and the lighting is just wonderful. And as we come up there, when you look across the roof of the building to the buildings behind and to the tie hangar in the distance, that all looks really nicely done. I'm very pleased with the way that's done. So that all looks really impressive, really impressive. Let's drop it down to night time now and have a look. So here we are, just after 10 PM local time, and you can see that the airport really has come to life. The lighting is wonderful. This is some of the best lighting and most subtle lighting I've seen in a while. You look at the stands, the lighting is more than adequate. It all seems to fit, it works. It just looks good. Let's have a little view outside of the cockpit. So here we are, just looking outside. The aircraft's completely shut down and we're just looking out towards the road and the terminal. That looks really good. And again, looking out through the first officer side there, you can see the levels going down inside the terminal. There's the VTGS system that's still lit. It looks really good. So let's just have a little look at the road system here as we go past the terminal and just have a look at this generally. As you can see, it's been beautifully done. Beautifully done. We come out across the tarmac here. It's wonderful. It really does look amazing. It looks fantastic. This looks wonderful at night. I mean, it's one of the nicest airports, nicest looking airports at night I have seen. The lighting is stunning. Got to do a night flight into here. We really have to. It's just beautiful. Everything to the tower, to the airfield itself, just really looks stunning. And they're just looking into the terminal. I mean, it's a real showcase of modelling and lighting. It's just incredible. So there you are. There's an overview of the airport at night, and boy does it look wonderful. It's some of the best lighting I've seen in an aircraft scenery mod for some time. It just really does look great. So let's whack it up to sort of early morning, and I'll give you my thoughts. So here we are just after 8 AM, and you can see the sun's coming up really well. It looks good. What do I think? It's a really good airport. It's at least on a par with the other version by Double T and with the freeware. This, for me, probably is the best of the three so far. Do I think it's worth €23? Well, it's getting on for €24, including tax. At the moment, it's hard to say, because you could say, for example, there's a lot that's missing from here. He's attempted to do the inside of the terminal, but he's left quite a bit. Signage is lacking, there's no people, and just a few other odds and sods that are missing that probably shouldn't have been done. But you know what? The lighting alone for me just does it. I would spend €24 on this because it's the best version, in my humble opinion, at the moment. And the night lighting is stunning. Some of the best I've seen in any sceneries, let alone this one. Absolutely incredible night lighting, so subtly done. It's really beautiful. So yeah, certainly it probably is worth €24 given the current state of it. And especially if you look at the README file that's included with the scenery, the developer does say that there are more things to be done. He wants to improve the photo ground when more and better images becomes available. What would I like to see improved here? Okay, I would like to see the road signs with with writing on them. At the moment they're green and they're blank. I'd also like to see if he could possibly do it. Now, it has been done in other sceneries. I'd like to see the aerotrain, the train that comes in here. I'd like to see that track and station modelled, because it really would complete this central area in a way that this part here is missing. There are a few anomalies here and there where he's put the road system in, but it's not quite been finished and linked to the modelling. So I'd like to see that fixed. So yeah, I'd like to see the train and the train station modelled to complete this area here. Very happy with the car park and the way he's done the cars, no problem with that at all. And the terminal building, the lighting and the modelling is wonderful. I would like to see some people, not a load of them, just enough maybe, and they don't have to be animated. I would like to see some people in there to give the terminal some depth. And if possible, some of the signage around the check-in desks, I'd like to see that work completed. The figures in there are stunning. Hadn't noticed them during the day, and they certainly came alive at night. Absolutely wonderful. As for the rest of the airport, I mean, it's in really good shape. You just can't say. I mean, the ground signage is excellent. Everything you need. It all looks good. The only other thing I can think of off the top of my head is I'd like to see the sequence flashing lights added on the runway approach. They are available in other scenery, so I know they can be modelled. So that needs to be done. And the only other small thing, of course, is where the JETWAY was. We had baggage containers sitting there that obviously the JETWAY goes right through. So he needs to rethink the location of the baggage containers on stand Echo 5. But yeah, I love this scenery. It's beautiful. I would really hope that the developer is going to work on other things and improve the things that I've looked at, and possibly more. But at the moment, the night lighting is some of the best I've seen. That's the real selling point for me. It's absolutely stunning. But the airport is just as good during the day, and a great place to fly into. And as you can see, we've tested the JETWAYs. They all work. The internal part of the terminal airside has been developed. It's not fully developed yet. I'd like to see it finished a bit more, with some shops and again some people sitting around maybe. It has the potential to have all of that, and that would make it just an absolutely fantastic scenery. But yeah, I think it's great. It's a wonderful product. Thanks to the team at Siamflight for letting me have this copy to review it. This is version 1.0.1. Hoping, as I said, that he will improve it. So there you go. This is Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport, Victor Tango Bravo Sierra, Payware scenery by Siamflight. Currently version 1.0.1 for the PC version of Flight Simulator 2020. No information yet as to whether it's going to be available for Xbox. Maybe the developer would let me know. If he does, I'll update my description in the video. Downloads at 386 megabytes and installs at 788 megs. Available from SimMarket and from AnyBuilds. SimMarket prices include VAT and tax. AnyBuild prices do not. But when you work it all out, they're very similar. There's not a lot in it. SimMarket prices including VAT and tax are €23.99, basically 24 euros, which equates to around $24.03 US, or £20.79 UK. US and UK prices are estimates, and they include tax and VAT, as I've said, which will vary depending on which country you're in when you purchase it. And as I said, bear in mind the AnyBuild prices do not include tax or VAT, so you'll have to add that. But it's a wonderful rendition of this famous airport that's had quite a lot of history, both good and bad. But it's a real popular crossing point when you go sort of from Europe to Asia and so on, and it's a lovely airport. So ladies and gents, thank you very much for joining me. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot. We're wrapping up another review of Suvarnabhumi Airport in Thailand, Bangkok. Fantastic product. Thank you very much for joining me and watching this video. Happy to discuss any comments you might have below, and tell me what you think. You may disagree with my thoughts about it, but I think it's a thoroughly good product and happy to recommend it even in its current state. The night lighting alone is worth it. Just a beautiful product. Thank you for watching. All being well, I will get possibly one more video out this week. I'm not sure, it's kind of a busy week for me at the moment, but look out next week for more reviews and a couple of adventure videos coming out hopefully. So thank you very much, take care, have a great week and a good upcoming weekend. I will see you in the next video. So bye bye for now, thank you very much, bye bye.